Hi everyone, my name is Gilly and I'm the Customer Success Manager of Annoto at Weber State University. Now, I apologize I couldn't be with you, so I'm sending you the recorded virtual version of me, which just might be even better than the real one. So let me tell you what I planned for us, and then let me show you Annoto in the next few minutes that we have. So we're going to start with a general overview of what Annoto is. Then I'm going to show you some use cases, some examples of how our customers are using Annoto within Weber State University and with all the other universities that we're working with worldwide. Then I'm going to take you on a tour in the Annoto Insights dashboard to talk about all the different insights and analytics that we're getting on the activity. Then we're going to talk about how to optimize Annoto to fit the specific needs of your course. I hope you'll enjoy the show, so let's get started. The aim of Annoto is to bring all the advantages that we have in a physical classroom into the world of online learning. And when I'm talking about the advantages of the physical classroom, well, from the student's point of view, it's just by being in a class with fellow students really enhances my learning process by being able to listen to other ways of thinking, to hear other opinions, and sometimes even to hear questions that I wanted to ask myself, but I was too shy to ask. So just by having another student asking that and getting the answer from the instructor can really help me, get the answer that I wanted. So this is from the student's point of view. From the instructor's point of view, if I'm teaching a classroom, I can see the learning process right in front of me, starting with who came to class, are they concentrated, do they have any questions? I would probably know if they have any questions. I would see that in their eyes even before they raise a hand to ask that. And so when we move to the world of online learning, and when I'm asking my students to watch a video, most of the times we don't have all of these advantages because we have a student sitting in front of the computer. Usually it's a very lonely watching experience. The student is sitting, waiting for the video to end. Usually at that point, their minds start to wander somewhere completely else, like the Netflix movie they watched last night or things like that. So we want to keep our students focused and engaged in the video. And us as the instructors, we want to be able to see what was the learning process? Did the students actually watch the video? Did they understand what they were watching? Maybe they have some questions. Maybe they don't understand a specific topic. So we want to be able to see all that and to know all that. And this is exactly where Annoto comes in. Annoto aims to bring that and these advantages, to bring that active social learning experience into the online video watching, and also to enable you as the instructors all the analytics and the insights of everything that happened while they were watching the videos. So how do we do that? By adding an in-video collaboration solution. This is like a layer that sits on top of the video and enables all kinds of interactions with the video and with fellow students, as well as with the instructor. So we have different tabs here, and each of them gives you a completely different type of interaction. So we will go to see the widget and talk about all the things that we can do with it. But just as a quick idea, once we enable all these kinds of interaction on the video, we're basically opening a gate to so many different ways of leveraging video while teaching. And Annoto can be used to create a collaborative learning, a discussion on the video, or maybe to guide our students when they're watching. We can use that for skills assessment to provide feedback, either if this is the feedback by you as the instructors, or if this is the student self-reflection, or even if this is peer review when fellow students give that feedback. So basically, any video that you want, these can be class recordings, these can be YouTube videos. Every video that you're uploading through Kaltura will automatically have Annoto enabled on top of that. So let me take you to see how it looks like. So first of all, let's see how it looks like in your canvas. Okay, so this is the Weber's canvas. I'm sure you've already understood that. And then you have a video and you have Annoto right here at the side. Okay, so let's talk about what can we do with it. And in order to do that, let me take you on a different place, but it has the same thing. It has a Kaltura video and it has Annoto right here. So Annoto sits at the side of the video and enables you to have all kinds of interactions with fellow learners as well as with the video. So it has three spaces: the comments, which is the shared environment, where everything that is written there is public. We have people space that enables us to see who is with us, who is online, and also to have a one-on-one chat. And we also have the personal notes, which pretty much like its name, it's completely personal, completely private, and no one can see what is written there. Now let's talk a little bit about what we can do with each of them. So the comment space is the shared environment. Any question or comment or thought that I would write there, everyone can see. So here's how it works. I'm playing the video. Whenever I want to add my question, I go here to add a comment. Once I clicked on that, the video will automatically pause, so I won't miss anything while I'm typing. And then I can ask my question. Okay, I can even add a sentiment saying what type of comment that is. Is it a question? Is it an insight? And so on. So let's go with, I asked the question. I'm clicking here. My comment is added to the discussion. And then for any comment or question that was added, we can always know who added this comment. Okay, you can see who is the person. And we can always know if this is the educator, the teacher, or the student. The teacher will have this educator indicator. Whenever a student is asking, we will not see that indicator. And most importantly, and let me make my screen bigger so you can see what I'm talking about. Every comment has a time tag. Okay, clicking on the time tag will take the video to that relevant part where the comment refers to. So everything that is being asked or anything that is written in the discussion is always in the context of the video. So for example, if I told my students, pay attention to this part, they can always know what I'm talking about by clicking on the time tag. Or for example, if one of my students asked at somewhere in the video, they asked, I didn't get this part, can you please explain? All I have to do is the instructor is just click on the time tag and it will take me to that point in the video that the student did not understand. Okay, a few more things that we can do. Of course, for every comment, we can reply, we can read other replies, we can like comments by clicking on that heart. And so whenever students likes comments, the hearts will be counted here. And whenever an instructor likes a student's comment, the comment will get this little medal that hovering it will say educators thumbs up. So you can really enhance or emphasize specific comments that you want everyone to pay attention to. You can use Annoto to ask any types of questions. You can use that to add additional materials, additional resources. You can say things like pay attention to that part. Basically, any kind of message that you want to give your students, you can do that. You can also invite your students to ask their own questions. So you can dare to walk them through in the video to answer their questions. And you can also invite your students to reply to fellow students' questions. So these are the basics of the comment space. And one more important thing is that for whenever you're writing something in the discussion, you can always get notification for that. Okay, so for example, if I ask the question, I can be notified whenever someone replies to my question. Managing my notifications is from the Annoto menu, which is on top of all the tabs. The three stripes here. Let's click here, and then I can choose to follow the discussion, that specific video, or to follow the group, all the videos in my course. So you as the instructors have the ability to choose if you want to be notified on a specific video or if you want to be notified on the entire course, but you can also manage all the activity from the dashboard. I will show you that in a few minutes. From the Annoto menu, you can also take a tour, which is like a few steps that are showing you and the students the most important parts of Annoto, just what to do, a little bit about every section, every space, and what you can do with it. At the bottom of the video, you will see the Annoto interactive timeline, which gives you a visual representation of everything that is happening here in the video. So the height of the bars represent the number of comments that we have. The colors represent the different sentiments that we have. So just by having a quick glance on the video, we can easily identify the places in the video that have a lot of questions or a lot of comments, and then we can click on them and the video will jump to that relevant moment and the discussion will scroll to the relevant part. So you will always know where the discussion is. Let's talk about the people space. People space includes two tabs. One is people and one is chat. By default, in Weber State University, only people tab is enabled, so you will not see the chat, but you can very easily enable the chat for your courses. I will show you how. It's in the Annoto dashboard. Let's talk about what they do. People space enables us to see everyone from a course and who is online at any given moment. The green dot represents someone who is online, the gray offline. Now, once we have the people space enabled, that enables us to mention a user in the comment space. Okay, so since we have the option for people here, I can click this and then I can choose from my list of users the person that I want to refer to or that I want to mention. Going back to people space, let's talk about chat. Every one of the people here in my list, I can just click on their names and invite them to chat. Okay, and then I can say hi and add a smiley face or say things that are actually about the video or about the course materials. You can see the history of all your chats. So basically, you can have a one-on-one either between the instructor and a specific student or between two students. Let's move on to the personal notes space. So like we've mentioned, the personal notes are completely private. No one can see what is written there. Even you as the instructors cannot read students' personal notes. However, the personal notes can be downloaded. So if you're asking them to download and then submit their personal notes, you can see their their personal notes, okay? So the personal notes work the same way. I'm playing the video. Whenever I want to add a note, I'm clicking here, the video pauses, I'm adding my note. You can see it added here to the discussion. I can, of course, edit my notes. I can delete my notes. I can add a sentiment, okay? And every note is added with a timestamp. Clicking on it will take me to that relevant part. Students usually use the personal notes to summarize the video, to highlight specific moments, to write things for themselves, to reflect on the video for themselves. Instructors usually use that a bit differently. Instructors use that to reflect on things that they've learned from the comment space, okay? So for example, if I saw that in the comment space, I have a lot of questions on a specific topic, I can write to myself as the instructor, remember to talk about this comment or about these questions in my next session with my students. And so if I want to export my personal notes, I will go to the Annoto menu right here. And next to personal notes, I can click here to decide if I want to export to a spreadsheet or a document. So keep in mind that some of the instructors are using the personal notes as kind of an assignment. We can ask our students to write, to analyze the video, for example, or to summarize the video or to answer specific questions or write thoughts that they have in their personal notes, and then download their personal notes and submit that as an assignment even within Canvas. One of the most important things for us is not to send you to anywhere else. Everything is within your Canvas. So you don't need to download anything. You don't need to register. Everything is right there in the environment that you already know and hopefully love. These are the basics of the widget. Now let's talk about what we can do with it. Okay, let's talk about the different use cases of how our customers are using it. So the first way of using Annoto is for guided watching. Guided watching, we have the instructor adding comments or questions on the video to invite the students to get them engaged in the video, to make them think when they're watching the video. This can be any kind of comment that you can think of. You can ask questions. You can tell them, pay attention to this part. You can add translations to specific words or terms that they have. You can even record yourselves saying anything or showing on your screen. You can take it anywhere you like to give your students any piece of advice or knowledge, or basically any message that you want to tell them. You can do that by guided watching, where you're the ones who are guiding the watching experience with all kinds of questions and comments. You can use Annoto for a collaborative learning to create a discussion between everyone. So in this case, we can have students asking questions and the instructor answers, or one of the students is asking and a fellow student answers them. You can take it to wherever you want. Tell them how you want them to use it, and this is what they'll do. Another way of using Annoto is to provide feedback. So in skills assessment, we have the students uploading videos of themselves, and then they're getting time-based feedback from the instructor. And of course, everything is time tagged, so the students always know when we're saying something, what are we talking about. I have seen that being used for students providing self-reflection as well. So students recording their videos in Kaltura, and then once it's uploaded to Canvas, Annoto is automatically added. And then the students watch their own videos and write self-reflection like, missed opportunity, I should have done this and that, or I chose to do this at that specific moment because, and so on. Peer review. Peer review is also kind of feedback. In this case, also we have students uploading videos, and then the fellow students are the ones who provide feedback. Think about any kind of skill that you want, you can use that for feedback. In some cases, learners interact with one another, even if the instructor is not part of the discussion. This is an example from one of the projects that we have with Kaltura and the OECD that is called Global Teaching Insights. These are classrooms all over the world being recorded, and teachers from all over the world are watching these videos and just talk about it, and they're sharing their experience and their ideas and what they've learned from it. And this is all happening naturally without someone guiding the discussion. This can actually happen very naturally. You don't have to really ask the students to write something. In some cases, it just happens. I also have seen Annoto being used to break the ice between the students or to get them acquainted with one another. So in Georgia Tech, in one of the courses, we have the instructor saying, hi, everyone, please introduce yourselves and tell us why you chose to take this course. While in NYU, for example, students recorded introduction videos of themselves, and then fellow students replied to them. So it's completely up to you to think where you want to take this. Pretty much anything that comes to mind is probably an amazing idea. Annoto can be used also between colleagues for any produced video content. So if you created a video, you can send it to a colleague to get feedback on that video. For example, at this moment, the background is too dark. Let's try to make it lighter, for example. Annoto can also be used for video analysis. So in this case, the students are writing in their own personal notebook. Keep in mind that maybe not all of the videos will have a discussion. And some of them students just learn from themselves. So by looking at the Annoto dashboard, you will be able to see how many comments were written and by whom. Annoto can be used for two ways of assignments. The first type is asking your students to write in the comment space, maybe answer questions, maybe they write their own comments. But the added value of writing in the comment space is that all the students can learn from one another. Second type of assignment is asking your students to write in their personal notebook, and then they can download these personal notebook and submit that as an assignment through Canvas. Last but not least, with their use cases is the flipped classroom. In flipped classroom, we give our students to watch a video. We're asking them to learn a new topic, and then Annoto can be used for either of the following. You can guide your students when they're watching the video with a few questions for them to think about when they're watching, or you can invite your students to ask questions that they think of when they're watching the video. And in this case, you will also already be prepared to the next session with your students because you will already know which questions they had while they were watching. You can also summarize for yourself in your personal notebook all the questions that you want to talk about, and then you can download your personal notebook and print it and actually take that with you to class. Hope you enjoyed the use cases. Now let's talk about the dashboard. The Annoto dashboard is also a part of your Canvas, and it also only for instructors, and it enables you to get analytics and insights in 3 different levels. You can see everything that happened in the course level, all the users, all the videos, all the activity that you had. Then you can dive into a specific video to see what was that activity right there. And you can also focus on a specific user to see what's the user's progress and how is it going. Basically, you can get answers to any question that you have in the dashboard. You can get insights on your users, on your students. What's their progress? Who are my struggling students? I may want to contact and offer some help. I can identify low student activity, either in a specific time of the semester or for a specific video, specific user. We can get insights on content. We can see what was the content consumption, what was their levels of understanding. We can get insights and feedback on our content can help us actually make decisions for if we want to keep that video in my next semester, or maybe I want to change that to a new one. The Annoto dashboard also enables you a quick management of all the different activities. So you can manage the discussion directly from the dashboard. You don't need to manually go to each video in Canvas. Just from one dashboard, you can quickly move between one video to the other and answer the students' questions. And of course, all the reports can be exported. Now, one more thing that we've recently added to the dashboard is your ability to choose what you want to enable in your course. So basically, you have a list of all the Annoto features. And you can enable and disable things just like that. Okay, let me take you to see how it looks like. So now let's go to your Canvas. In your Canvas, in addition to all the activities that you've created with all the discussion or maybe as an assignment, you also have the Annoto Insights. The Annoto Insights is your place to go to the dashboard. Click here and you will see the dashboard of your specific course. Let's talk a little bit about the structure of the dashboard. So the dashboard is built this way. When you go into the dashboard, the first thing that you see is an overview of everything that is happening in the course. You can see which course that is. You can see all the users' activity, how many users you have, how many of them wrote in their personal notes, how many collaborated, wrote in the discussion, how many of your students got engaged. Engagement is any meaningful interaction, not only writing in the discussion, but also reading the discussion. How do I know if someone read the discussion? So an engagement is if I clicked on the time tag to see what the comment is about, or if I clicked on one reply to read what is written, if I like the comment, anything that shows that a user was interested in the discussion is an engagement. And as opposed to this course, which is just an example, in most courses, what you will see is that the number of engaged users is much higher than the numbers of collaborated users, which makes sense because even if we were in a physical classroom, we would probably have a certain amount of users who are asking questions, but many more who are learning from listening to the discussion. So same thing here, we will have a certain amount of users who are collaborating, who are writing in the discussion, and we will probably see many more users who got engaged, who were interested in the discussion. Now we can see everything that happened in the course, how many videos we have, how many times they were viewed, how many comments were added, and so on. So the top part gives us a general overview on the dashboard. We can follow the course from here, meaning we will get notification emails or not. Then we will see the course videos. We'll see each and every one of our videos and we can compare them with the activity that I had. And we can also see all the users that we have in the course. Of course, we can choose if we want to see everything in an all-time overview, everything that happened since the course went live, or if we want to see just in a specific time range. Okay, we can play with the time range to see what happened then. And then we will have the activity trends graph that shows us what happened in these days. Let's go back to an all-time overview. Now we can see in the course videos everything that happened in the course. So I can see how many new comments I have in each video. This is what I said, that you don't have to be notified by email if you don't want to, because you can manage everything from here. For each video, I can see how many new comments I have, how many users actually went to watch the video, and how many times they watched it. I can see what is the most collaborated or engaged video that I have. Okay, every column that I will click on will sort the videos based on this. So I can see what is the most engaged video, or in which videos I had the highest number of personal notes that were written. I can click on a specific video and dive in to see what happened in that specific video, okay? So all the new comments will be marked with yellow, but I can easily mark them as red or say, I want to go back here, so let's mark it as unread. I can see all the activity that we have here in the video. And if we're in the discussion section, not only can I read the comments and replies, I can also reply directly from the dashboard. And I can download all the comments here to a spreadsheet or a document. You can like comments, you can delete comments, you can manage all the activity directly from here. And you can also see the activity of all of your users, which ones got into that video, how much of it they watched, and so on. And we can always go back to the course level to see what was the activity of each student. So let's go back, going back to the course level dashboard. And we can see our users and we can click on a specific user and see what was their activity in that specific course. How many videos there are, how many videos this person saw, how much of the entire course content they completed, meaning how much of the videos they actually watched. What was their activity? Did they add some comments? Where did they write in their personal notes? Did they like other comments? And so on. We can dive into a specific user to see if they need maybe they're struggling and they need some help. Or maybe they're my star students. I would like to offer them to be able to help me or be my TA. And so one last thing that I want to show you about the dashboard. Now, keep in mind that if you want to have a dashboard training, I'll be more than happy to. Basically, any kind of training that you want to have, I'll be happy to. Think about it. We can also have a one-on-one session. Now, one last thing that I want to show you about the dashboard is, like I mentioned, your ability to choose what you want to enable or disable in your course, okay? So when we're in the course level dashboard, we will have the course preferences button. Clicking on that will enable us to choose what we want to have or how we want to have Annoto in our course. We can enable or disable the comment space, the personal note space. We can choose if we want to have video comments or not. We can enable the people space. And like I mentioned, the chat by default is disabled, but you can enable it by clicking here. As simple as that. We can enable user space. Keep the notifications on so students can decide if they want to get notifications or not. It's up to them to decide. You can enable anonymous comments, meaning students can write anonymously. So other students will not know who added the comment, but you as the instructor will be able to know. And of course, keep the analytics because you do want to see everything that happened in the course. You can also control your user experience. You can say where you want to have Annoto when the widget is closed, or if you want to have Annoto, if you want to have the video played automatically once a user adds a comment. You can also decide how you want to sort the comments in your in the videos in your course. Okay. Going back to features, I just want to show you that you can also select a preset. Okay, we've already made the work for you. So you can say, if, for example, if on one specific course or one specific video, you want to change the defaults, you can say, okay, in this specific course, I want to enable only the personal notes for my users. So just click here, and then you will see everything changes. You will have only personal notes and analytics enabled. And you can say, okay, I want to apply this preset on my course. You can also change preset for only a specific video. But keep in mind that once you change something here, you can always revert back to your site default. Okay, so if you accidentally clicked on something, enabled something, and you're not sure what that is, you can always very easily go back to what the Weber guys have already decided that should be the default for you. They chose well. Let's revert back, and now we have everything enabled that they've chosen for us. Now, if we go back to the course level dashboard, and we're diving into a specific video in the course videos table, I can also set the preferences for that specific video, okay? So let's say, for example, that for that specific video, I chose to disable comments and to enable only personal notes and people space, but I do want to have the chat here as well. Okay, so these are the changes that I've made. Let's go to see what is happening to that video. So this is how the video was by default, but if I chose to change things, I'm refreshing the page to show you how it looks like. So if you remember, we disabled the comment space and we left only the personal notebook and the people space. So this is what we will see here now. We will have the widget, the video, we'll have the Annoto widget, and then we have people space and personal notebook, and the people space also includes the chat. We can always go back, refer to course defaults, and so on. Everything that I have just told you, you have in the Annoto Learning resources. Okay, so we have the online documentation for L&Ds and for faculty with everything that I told you and much more. We have the documentation for students. We have the YouTube channel that we highly recommend to register for. This way you will be the first to know about any new feature that we're adding. And in addition to that, guys, you have me. I'm not going anywhere. This is my email address, gilly.cohen@annoto.net. Feel free to contact me for any comment, question, request, feedback. We're extremely open for feedback. So feel free. If there's anything else that you want to have, that you want to see in Annoto, let me know. If you want to have a session with me on the dashboard, if you want to have a one-on-one discussion on your specific course and how to use Annoto there, please don't hesitate to contact me. This is exactly what I'm here for, and I love to do that. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.